From soldier to board gamer to YouTuber, this is Board Game Off, so welcome back. We are going through circle number 2, the chronicle phase of Dante Inferno. Now, once again, this is a prototype, so everything that you see and hear today is going to be subject to change. And spoilers alert, I'm going through the second circle, not hiding anything, so if you don't want to hear anything whatsoever, this is not the video for you. So, let's go ahead and jump in and see what circle 2 is all about. Prologue, Lust. You descend the staircase of Minos' manor and follow dimly lit masonry corridors. The echo of howling winds announces that awaits just ahead. The passage ends at the top of a precipice from which all you can see is darkness and thick clouds. This is the second circle, arising at the will of the powers that govern this place. The Gauls capture you and throw you into the eye of a hurricane, as if your body were nothing more than dry leaves. Within, the damned are whipped from one side of the vortex to the other, screaming and floundering about you. There is no peace for them in this punishment. What sin did they commit to justify their terrible fate? Place region card 16, Wuthering Heights, in position A3. Place a caravan pawn on it and then inspect it. So we have number 16 on A3 all the way up here. Wuthering Heights. And we're going to place our caravan token because we don't have one. We're using the Shadow Knight once again, and let's inspect it. Wuthering Heights. The same gust that takes you by surprise brings you safely to the top of a cliff where gust blows in all directions. Here, the lustful suffer in barren landscapes tossed by the winds as wild as their passions. In life, I considered such punishment to be too severe, but now I know that everything here is as it should be. In fact, these same currents, so violent to the damned, are safe for us. It will be through them that we shall travel, Dante explains. On my first journey, so grievous I felt upon discovering this place that I fainted, and therefore little did I explore. So, in order to follow the invaders, we need to navigate the hurricanes in search of an exit, which I do not know. Like castaways left to the whims of the tides, you throw yourself into the whirlwinds, hoping that Providence will lead you along the path that the Order has already taken. Place region card 17, Ruins of the Past in B5, Echoes of Ravenna in C4, Gates of Babylon in C2, and Ruins of the Sphinx in B1. Take the path cards numbered 4 through 7 and place them face up in this region. From now on, whenever the caravan inspects this region, as a team, choose one of the cards, take it, and proceed to its resolution. You are instructed to inspect this region when you place this card on board, so choose the first path now. Alright, let's go ahead and set these up. So we have 17 in B5, Ruins of the Past. We have 19 in C4, Echoes of Ravenna. We have 22 in C2, which is Gates of Babylon. And we have 23 in B1, Ruins of the Sphinx. Okay. So we've kind of got stuff scattered here. And then we're taking path cards 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we are placing them on Wuthering Heights. And these are our options here. We can follow the Zephyr wind. We can follow the Nodus wind. Follow the Sirocco wind, or follow the Eurus wind. So basically these are different directions that the wind has taken us. There's no really one way or another of why to choose one over the other. So let's go ahead and just go with 4. Follow the Zephyr wind. These go on that spot there. So this says, the caravan traverses the gentle winds, journeying from west to east, evoking the essence of the Aegean Sea. Taking the wind that blows gently, you are lifted up high. Therefore you can see, in the distance, a beach of dark sand, dotted with sharp rock. Poet, appalled the artist, asks a question. What is lust in the eyes of divine justice? Essentially, Dante begins, it is all that can be traced to a single crime, incontinence. When one surrenders to desire, ignoring the power one has to restrain it. This is where adultery, debauchery, and perversion originate. Remember that only rational love is pure and brings happiness. Thoughtful, the girl falls silent and lets the silence reign until you reach your destination, a sandy expanse where worn-out banners lie as reminders of a long battle. Advance to 17 Ruins of the Past and then inspect it. So, I see. So basically, the winds take us to these 4 spots. That makes sense now. That makes sense. And we're going east to west, and that sends us to the east. I see. Okay. The Ruins of the Past. The whirlwind leaves you amid a mirage of broken shields, bronze armor, and rusty spears. A scenario bottled up in one of the thousands of hurricanes of this circle and shaped by a couple of convicts. However, only the wife, alone, runs towards you. Helen, the poet sighs upon meeting once again the one considered the most beautiful among women. She, however, dispenses with pleasantries. Please help me! They came and took Paris! A group of men! Hoplites! The Trojan princess pleads in anguish. Once again, the order has left chaos behind, perverting the divine arrangements. Rescuing her husband is a courteous gesture, but isn't chasing such a small battalion a waste of time? Helen asks for help, but the path does not take you to the exit. As a team, choose one of the options and proceeds to its resolution. Help Helen of Troy rescue Paris, or avoid getting into save resources. Oh man, if it didn't say save resources, because now what is it gonna take from me if I help? Because I wanted to help. I want to help. Because yeah, who doesn't want to help the pretty lady, right? Let's go ahead and help anyways. We're gentlemen here, or I'm a gentleman here. All right, help Helen of Troy rescue Paris. Moved by the emotional request, you decide to help Helen. The soldiers who took my husband were talking about a settlement they intended to reach by land. They prefer to avoid the winds, the princess explains excitedly. If we move quickly, we should be able to help catch them on the way. All eyes turn to the outlaw, for that is his specialty. The terrain in this place is sandier than that of my Cornwall. He contains their expectations, but I will do my best, although I would bet good silver on the guess that the ground here is tricky. The rebel leader begins his work, searching for the enemy's tracks. The caravan endures an ordeal of prowess of 13. Alright, so here we go on an ordeal. Now, if you didn't watch the confrontation phase, there is a correction to this. So, prowess is going to be the green middle number here. Basically, we're going to do the exact same thing where we roll dice for however many prowess each character has, and then we can spend vigor to roll dice. However, this time, fails don't matter. Fails aren't going to give us a Arcana card. What gives us an Arcana card is we can take an Arcana card to re-roll one character's dice after everything has been looked at. So we have Caden's got 1, so he's going to roll his 1. Oh yeah, that's a good one to roll. Sophia's actually got 2, so she's going to roll her 2. Oh, okay, not bad. And then Gadissa has 1. Oh, that was the one that rolled off. And Annabelle has, oh, she does not have these, has 0. And also we did reset all of the vigor to 6 after last one. So starting off here, we have 2, 4, 5. We have 5 starting here, so we're definitely going to give Annabelle 2. So we're going to have 2 from Annabelle. I can't roll these yet. I'm going to put these next to the vigor so I know I haven't rolled them. Let's do 2 for Gadissa. Let's just do 2 for all of them. I don't know if that's smart or not. Is that too much? I don't know. All right. So everyone got 2 more. Yeah, I think that's because we got 5. We're adding 8 dice. So on an average of 1, that should get us 13. So let's roll these up here. And we still need to do these separate because if we were to take an Arcana card, only the dice of one character are re-rolled. All right. So we got 2 more there. Ooh, yeah, we got 3 more there. Whoops, as I knocked her health off. Go ahead and zoom in for these ones. Oh, yeah, we got 2 more there. And 2 more there. Yeah, so we got 1, 2. Let's zoom out here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Haha, we don't even have to take an Arcana card. That was actually, I wasn't sure if that was too much. That was actually perfect. All right. Let's go ahead and see what a success of that did. As you progress in your pursuit, the winds dance over the sand, covering the evidence of the invader's passage as if on purpose. However, the outlaw has been trained to deal with such russes, so this deception cannot disguise the footprints of the knight's heavy graves. You move forward until you arrive at the ruins of an ancient pier. There, the coveted prize sits in his elaborate armor near a campfire, willingly keeping his captors company. In fact, these Iliad lovers do not understand anything about abductions. Ooh yeah, the caravan takes Paris Tract discovered card. The champion who rolled the most hits gain 1 prowess token. So the most hits, let's say that's 5. So she rolled the most. So she's going to gain that prowess token. which, as a reminder, can be used to cancel a counterattack after an attack, but it does have to be in the same area as they are. Place the region card 18 Farewell Wharf in position B6, advance the caravan to it, then inspect it. So we place the Farewell Wharf, the Farewell Wharf there, and let's read the Paris tract here. The caravan helps Helen find Paris. Knights of the Order wander through the second circle. Is it possible that they set up camp here too? Okay, so this is basically just going to be a tracker that at some point will tell us what it means. As of right now, it doesn't mean anything to us. Let's go to the Farewell Wharf, number 18. Farewell Wharf. When she meets her prince again, Helen runs to him. She does not care about the captors who, strangely, do nothing. Perhaps they knew beforehand what was to come. Paris does not respond. My dear, why do you rob me of your affection? I found help and rushed to rescue you from your abductors. Being a good wife, she inquires. Abduction? He reacts angrily. In fact, I was as abducted as you were. Your charms bewitched me, awakened desires that condemned me, and made Troy burn, but no more. The orders showed me the way. Paris, what does this mean? You tear my heart apart. Aren't we the victims of love? She continues, but the Trojan is immovable. Love? All it brought was death and destruction. I'm certain that history remembers our love differently, doesn't it? He adds, turning to you, making your mediators of a couple's fight. Helen and Paris can no longer come to an understanding. As a team, choose one of the options and proceed to its resolution. Reprimand Paris and exonerate Helen, or reprimand Helen and exonerate Paris. What? So I really have to choose in between this fight here? What? All right. Oh man. I mean, do we go for love, right? Like, so we reprimand Paris and exonerate Helen. So that means that we're on Helen's side, or is that bad just because I'm siding on the pretty lady's side? I don't know. I think we're gonna do that. We're gonna stick on Helen's side because I wanted to get into this lovers quarrel. All right. Reprimand Paris and exonerate Helen. Paris's certainty proved to be a great mistake. Your verdict makes him realize that, once again, he was selfish, impulsive, and reckless. You are a coward! The mercenary grabs the Trojan. Instinctively, the knights draw their swords, but they are few. They are injured, and they know that the hostage will not react. So the fight turns into retreat. Wait! Helen intervenes. Everything is fine. I do not blame him for wishing our fates were different. I, too, wish the same since everything changed here. Now the wrongdoing is undone, and all is forgiven and forgotten. She settles the argument. You say your goodbyes to the once again resigned couple, and throw yourself into the first whirlwind you see. Caravan takes a conciliator card. If the Chamber of Temptation region card is not on the board, place it in C3. Otherwise, just proceed to the next instruction. Advance to Chamber of Temptation, then inspect it. All right, let's see what this treasure card is. All right, so we have the Reconciler is actually a trait, meaning it's basically a passive ability. It says, whenever you draw a sin card, you may have another champion of the opposite gender at any range remove a sin card from their hand. That's actually kind of cool. Not sure who we will give that to. We'll give it to Sophia here just for now. Always, before we actually start the confrontation phase, we could always change that. But we're going to give it to Sophia for now. Oh, wait. No, I take that back because she gets a lot of cards because she goes through her deck a lot quicker. So I need a guy to have it. So I'm going to give it to Caden. That way, if Caden gets a sin card, he can make Sophia get rid of that sin card because she's going to gain a lot more of them. Yeah, I like that. I like that plan. All right, now we place number 26 on C3. We jump on that whirlwind. That takes us over there. That's cool. I love how these pictures go together. All right, let's go ahead and check out the Chamber of Temptation. Oh man, what? Take the champion's fierceness markers and place them on this region card. From now on, whenever the caravan inspects it, return one of those markers to the tray and proceed to the appropriate resolution for that champion. You were instructed to inspect this region when you first read the passage, so choose the first marker now. All right, Chamber of Temptation here. We'll place all of our tokens there. Let's just do this top one. Let's do Gaddisa here. So we'll take that off, replace that, and Gaddisa is our mercenary, so we'll go to 26A. Read Appendix 2.2, the Stolen Wedding. Okay. The Stolen Wedding. The life of a prince has its perks. Even if you are not the heir, it is true that you will live in your brother's shadow, and you will need to prove your value several times. But the man who would become the mercenary at the beginning of his adult life did not complain. He loved his family and his people. He liked to act as the right hand. On one of those occasions, he received a special task, organizing the firstborn's wedding. As usual, the wedding was arranged. The bride and groom did not know each other, and the place chosen was neutral territory. Once he arrived where the ceremony would take place, the warrior soon had someone's daughter as his lover to pass the time, as he always did. His bed was warm every night. By the end of the preparations, the webs of passion had entangled him. "I swear to you, brother, there will be 2 weddings," he celebrated with the groom when they met again on the faithful day. As the future sellsword took his place as best man. As the future Sellsword took his place as best man, his romance dissolved into a nightmare. His legs shook like never before when he saw that the bride, promised to be pure, was the same woman who had sworn to be his and no one else's that very morning. Dun dun dun! Drama! Alright. If this is the second time you inspect this region, add path cart. Nope, this is not. Otherwise, just proceed to the next instruction. Continue reading below. That night, the mercenary could not sleep. He could fight all day in battle if he had to, but having to pretend that nothing had happened was too exhausting for him. A shame, as he would have preferred not to have seen it when the lady came into his room later. "I did what my family wanted. Now I shall do as I wish," she whispered to him as she undressed. "Let us leave this place. Crete, Cyprus, Sicily, an island where every day will be our spring." No blade had ever torn through the flesh of that Sellsword like those words. For the first time, he found himself unarmed and defenseless. The mercenary must choose one of the options and proceed to his resolution. Live with the woman you fell in love with, or end the romance with your brother's wife. Wait, what? 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 So I either end my romance with my brother's wife, or I live with the woman that I fell in love with, who is my brother's wife. Holy cow, these are like hard decisions. Do I just keep going? I've been going with love, like with Helen, right? Should I just keep going with the love? Love is what it's all about, right? Sure, let's do that. Let's go to 26B. Live with the woman you fell in love with. In the end, the glory that the Sellsword really sought was true love. As much as he would never want to harm his brother, he understood that it was a test of faith, an ordeal. With a heavy heart, the warrior left with his loved one, heading towards a new life. Fame, fortune, or title, none of that mattered anymore. He would just be the mercenary. The man awakes here and now, feeling his heart being crushed. Immediately, the wax sculpture opens its mouth wide open, summoning a devastating whirlwind that drags you all back to where all winds howl. The mercenary remembers an episode from his past, progress him to infatuated Sellsword by replacing his champion card appropriately. That's what I was hoping these decisions would be. So, let's see what we got with Gaddisa here. I mean, he right now is one of our companions here, but he still gets a new card, so he'll get new abilities and stuff. Infatuated, I mean, this is Condottiero, but yeah, same thing. Alright, so he has, whenever you receive Invigorate, you restore an additional Vigor point. Okay. And as a reaction, whenever damage is about to be inflicted on you or another champion in the area where you are, you may discard a maneuver card from your hand to block 4. Ooh, that could be handy. Especially if I give that to a female, then him discarding maneuver cards won't be so bad. Or maybe I give the Reconciler to Sophia or Gaddisa, so because they're both going to get a lot, so at least get one gone from the other. I don't know. That's going to be awesome. So he still has Provoke, which is the same. Reinvigorating Strike. You make an attack with a +2 dice bonus, and side effect, you receive Invigorate 4. Resolve this effect before the counter attack. Okay, that's kind of nice. And Sundering Strike. You make an attack with a +5 dice bonus. Holy cow. But that gets rid of our Heavy Throw. Oh, I love that Heavy Throw. But, so that will replace his card. And we are infatuated. Their caravan returns to Withering Heights and then inspects it. So we're going back up to Withering Heights here. And we have one more of these areas that we could go to. Let's just keep going in a circle here. We'll go with B. Follow the Nodus Nodus Winds. 16B. Follow the Nodus Wind. You launch yourself into the strong, dry wind, joining yet another whirlwind of the damned. Be careful, Dante warns. Things are very different in this place. They are not only darkness and storms now. The Order's incursion has changed the governing laws of perpetuity, the nature of punishments, and even the geography of the very atmosphere. The poet is worried when he imagines the scope of such disorder, but before he can be questioned once again for his seriousness, the gale that is taking you slows down and you reach your destination. Ahead, scorched paper rains onto the garden of a destroyed library, where verses about Lancelot and Guinevere fall all over the place. Dante knows whose torment this is. Francesca, Paolo, and the tragedy that caused Dante to faint when he was here for the first time. Advance to 19, Echoes of Ravenna, and then inspect it. So we will come down here to the south and inspect Echoes of Ravenna, number 19. As soon as you get rid of the winds, the couple approaches you. How nice to see a friendly face, Dante, Francesca greets you, especially now that all is confusing. See that even Paolo and I, who accept our punishment, are tormented by memories that manifest beyond our control. The poet shares the enthusiasm of the reunion, but warns that your visit is brief. However, Providence seems to have brought you together for a reason. The lovers have witnessed important events. It started when an army came through Minos's manor. Paolo is the one who speaks now. But it was after the battle that took place at the Pass of Welling that all went out of control. Most of the knights moved forward, but a defeated battalion remained. Francesca and Paolo are willing to help, but you do not have the time to investigate both fleets. As a team, choose one of the options and proceed to its resolution. Ask them to tell you about the battle. Ask them to point you towards the camp. Let's go ahead and go to a camp. I feel like that should be good. Ask them to point you towards the camp. In response to your request, the couple guides you along a winding path through the mountainous terrain. The journey is not long, but you go on foot. The damned cannot travel through the whirlwinds like you. The march of the defeated looked as if it were a funeral procession. Paolo lets you know what awaits. They complained about having abandoned their dying brothers, claimed by the guardian. The lucky survivors are no more than a dozen. Achilles' anger is legendary, according to Homer. Dante takes the opportunity to teach. When he was struck by it, the Olympians themselves intervened so that he would not bring about the end of the Trojan War alone. Silently, the poet hopes that this friction means you are on the same side. Place region card 21, Advanced Camp in C5. Alright, in C5, this actually says Outpost, but it's still 21, and the picture does match, so we'll go with it. Once again, prototype, but we'll advance to it and inspect it. 21. As you reach the top of a hill, you hide and observe the Order's camp below. The knights set their tents in a rocky area, surrounding a fire next to which the wounded rest. The darkness and whispering winds make them vulnerable to an ambush. For the very first time, you find yourself in an advantageous position. Yes, if the caravan has Paris Track Discovery card, proceed to its resolution 21A. Otherwise, continue reading below. Yeah, let's go to 21A. Alright, the double ambush. However, the element of surprise did not last long. The men who had retreated when you found Paris emerge from the rock that surround the road you are following. This time, the numbers are in their favor, and, without hesitation, the knights alert each other and organize a counterattack. It seems things will not be that easy after all. Oh, I thought I wouldn't have to do one, because of that card. The caravan endures an ordeal of aggressiveness of difficulty 13. Alright, let's clean up these dice here. Alright, so Caden gets 1 dice here. Oh, and he misses. Sophia gets 0. Gaddisa gets 3. Ooh, because he's upgraded. Yeah, this is a good one for him to get. All right, and 2 doubles and a miss, and then Annabelle has 1. Yeah, all right, that's awesome. So looking at it here, we have 0, 0, 2, 4, 6. So we have 6. I don't know, that almost worked like perfect last time. I don't know if I want them all down to 2 vigor, but I feel like I have no choice because I barely made it by 1 by doing that last time. Let's go ahead and do it. I'm going to give 2 to all 4 of them. Let's see if we could get it, because I really just don't want to take a wound. Okay, there's 2 more there. There's 3 more there. Whoops, that hit. There's 2 more there. And there's 3 more there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so we kind of overdid it last time. Everyone's almost dead, so I hope something's gonna happen to you. Help me get some vigor back. I think I've been pushing it too much. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But we did a success. We got a success. Success. Demoralized. The knights are no match for you. Shortly after you start the fight, they are ready to surrender. We are the ones left of the men who were offered to face Achilles. Dozens had fallen when the supreme leader decided to call a truce and bargain for the army's safe conduct. My men and I were the price. The commander reports regretfully, making Francesca and Paolo lament for them. Dante, let us care for these poor things. They were made into a sacrifice by their own. I am sure they are no longer a threat, the lady pleads, leaving you with another dilemma. Oh my goodness. Oh, the champion who rolled the most hits get 1 aggressiveness token. So let's come back here. Yeah, that was definitely Gaddisa. So we'll give him 1 aggressiveness token, which, if you remember, adds 4 dice. 4 dice to your attack roll when doing an attack. We'll clean up the dice here. Disillusioned, the knights are no threat. Francesca asks you to have mercy. As a team, choose one of the options and proceed to its resolution. Show mercy to these knights. Give them the death of warriors. Ooh, interesting. I'm all about love today, right? We're going to show mercy to these knights. 21, bravo. Moved, you show mercy and accept Francesca's request. Blessed be your journey, Paolo shares his beloved empathy. The knight's repentant expression reveals the gratitude they feel, but they would never have the courage to confess. I am afraid our encounter has come to an end. The winds call for you again, and we, the damned, cannot follow you, says the lady. I am pleased with your decision. How we act in the face of our impulses is what defines who we are. Know that choosing the way of virtue, even if it is more difficult and more painful, is what will ensure you on the right path. You listen to the auspicious advice, then you surrender to the next gust that passes you by, which blows you away. The caravan takes the merciful treasure card. If the Chamber of Temptation region is not on the place it, and then advance to it. Alright, we will take the merciful trait here, and it says, whenever another champion at any range suffers a wound, you can have it assigned to yourself instead. If you do, you may remove a sin card from your hand. Ooh, that's actually really interesting. Once again, might be good for Sophia or Gaddisa to have. We'll give it to Gaddisa for now. I don't know if we'll have him keep it because he's the companion. Because he's the companion, I really don't know. I don't have that passive ability. So I don't know if that will actually, no. Remove a sin card from your hand. That means it has to go one of these two. And he already has a trait, so I'll give it to Sophia. And then we come here. And whose journey do we want to go on next? I kind of want to do Sophia's. Let's go with Sophia. She is the artist. We'll go to 26. The time of discovery, 26D for the artist. Read Appendix 2-3, the time of discovery. Half a life ago, when the Rome dancers still didn't have her own show, the girl felt a warmth in her chest that she had never felt before. Beautiful, talented, and cheerful, there was no man who would not promise the world to marry her, but her father never accepted. He knew the precocity he had. Still, suitors appeared almost every day, until someone special arrived. A girl they met when she came to invite the family to a congregation in honor of Sarah La Caille, one of the 3 Marys to whom the Romani of southern France were devoted to. The caravan of Carpati had just come to the region and had not yet settled. Man, me and names. I apologize. Encouraged to become friends, the girls did everything together. They acted, embroidered, sang, danced, and read. They bathed and cared for each other, but they also prayed together. The only thing they did not do was talk about marriage. Forgive me, the young artist said, feeling embarrassed the day their lips accidentally touched. A disconcerted atmosphere took over as Giulia promptly did the same. She returned the kiss, but she never apologized. Bum, bum, bum. Love, love. All right. If this is the second time you inspect this region, add path card 8 to the pile on Wuthering Heights, which this is. So we will add this one onto there, which we'll worry about that when it gets there, what that option is. to the pile region. Otherwise, just proceed to the next treasure and continue reading below. Confused by the feelings that finally began to come together, the wanderer sought the church as she had always done for matters of the spirit. The truth is that the girl never liked boys, but that did not mean her heart would not burn for someone. Blasphemy! Sin! Privity! The village priest received her with a bigoted attitude. I see how you two sing, dance, and party. Incontinence is the devil's door, and you have opened it wide open. Bring Gilia here. I will recommend severe penance to purge such impure thoughts. The man was not taught to understand that kind of love. Astonished, the young artist did not want to deviate from her faith, but she needed to decide how she would face her feelings from that moment on. The artist must choose one of the options and proceed to its resolution. Believe the purity of what you feel. Believe the priest's sermon. I mean, I gotta go with love. I'm going with love at all times today. So I'm gonna believe the purity of what you feel. 26 Elf Echo. Even though she had not been advised by a priest, the young Rome did not believe that something so pure could be the result of perdition. Choosing to stick to the interpretation that Christ's message is the message of love, she decided to accept who she was. Milion, Hungary, Wallachia, it matters not. We shall travel the whole world if necessary. There must be some place where we can be free. Gilia proposed an unusual escape, maybe even too unusual for two girls. The artist awakes on the cold floor, her face washed with tears. Immediately, the wax head opens its mouth wide and summons a whirlwind as overwhelming as her memory, throwing all of you back to the heights where the winds howl like wolves. The artist remembers an episode from her past, progress her to Resolute Wanderer by replacing her champion cards appropriately. Haha! Alright, let's look at the artist here. So here is our Resolute Wanderer. Gracious backstab. Attacks you make to your target's back consider their sturdiness 1 point lower, and after they turn around, you may move 1. If you have provoked counterattacks, you can see the card before you decide. Okay, that's pretty cool. So it basically adds a movement to my backstab ability. And improvisation, you may play maneuver cards on top of other maneuver cards by paying 2 vigor points for each card that is already in that slot. Do not count the card you are playing. So that one stays the same, so it just basically adds that move ability. The caravan returns to Wuthering Heights and then inspects it. So we'll come back up here to Wuthering Heights and we'll see what that new one is all about. Head to the Pass of Welling. Hovering over the Circle of the Lustful, the caravan sees the passage to the 3rd circle. Is it time to go? This card records the caravan's committed to a path. Ooh. So basically I could go and end it right now, which, if you remember here, all of my heroes are at 2 vigor right now. And I feel like if I go through another ordeal, I might kill them all. Or I'm going to get another wound, and I don't want to start with a wound again. You know what? Let's do at least one more. Let's see how one more goes. Let's just go with C here, the Sirocco wind. Let's go back right there. The 16C. This time, cadaverous pigeons cawing profanity disturb you as you fly through a warm, gentle breeze. What sort of punishment is this? Hearing obscenities for eternity? The devotee questions. This is derangement, not punishment, the poet explains. It's like the palace I see ahead. These distortions are manufactured by the will of the damned and are only possible thanks to the disorder caused by the invaders. Luckily, few are aware that they now have such power, he concludes. If the birds bother you, maid, it's because the Queen of Babylon dislikes you. It is her punishment we are being led to, Dante explains as the wind lowers you to the ground in front of a turquoise gate with golden ornaments that reminds you of spiderwebs. Advance the caravan to 22 Gates of Babylon. So we're going to come down to the Gates of Babylon and inspect it. Gates of Babylon. As you land, the gates open to reveal a majestic woman dressed in blue and red. There is Semiramis, the feared conqueror of Assyria. Dante introduces your hostess. And you are the one who pursues the invaders, she states, showing you that she knows many things. It seems that Providence has brought us together, for no one can defeat the one who guards the passage, at least not without help. The queen pulls out a flask from her cleavage, a liquid of the greatest vileness. Well, perhaps I have what you need. The poet warns you that negotiating with her is a bad idea. However, the queen is persuasive. I know what I did, but I just want to have some fun. Make me feel pleasure again, and the potion is yours. It's that simple. No catches. All right. Semiramis has a resource, but she's not willing to give it to you for free. As a team, choose one of the options that proceeds to this resolution. Try to take it by force, reject the bargain, or we can lay with Semiramis. We could do exactly what she says, which, I mean, I don't really want to do it by force. I have been going on with love. Do I lay with her? Or do I reject the bargain? I'm not going to do it by force. I'm not going to do that. But do I reject it? Or like, I feel like such moral questions have become of me during this that I feel like anybody watching this is just judging me by my morals. You know what? This is a video I want to see. Let's lay with her. Lay with, I can't even say her name. Semiramis? I don't know. But we're laying with her anyways. 22C. Despite the warnings, the outlaw... Oh no. Despite the warnings, that's a good way to start. Alright. Despite the warnings, the outlaw steps forward. If it is for our own good, leave it to me. I offer myself as sacrifice. The way he talks, he even seems to have good intentions. Content, Semiramis leads him to a room where they can be alone. Footsteps echo as if the palace was designed to reverberate the slightest whisper. Oh no. There, the queen drops the strap of her dress, exposing her voluptuous figure, and lies on a bed with purple silk sheets. I am not a selfish lover. Pleasure must be given and received, she teases while running her own curves with her fingers. The man tries to resist, but his effort is as empty and vain as an attempt to drink an entire ocean. After the caresses, scratches, bites, and all kinds of lasciviousness, the rebel leader returns with the promised treasure. Without the need to utter any more words, you launch yourself into the first gall that can take you away from this place. The caravan takes the love potion and the bargain with the witch discovery card. Uh-oh, that's probably not a good one. All right, let's check this out. We've got love potion. This is a treasure card here. Reaction. When Achilles' heel is destroyed during the Circle of Lust confrontation phase, store this card and read Scene the Witch's Gift on page 54 of the Book of Chronicles. Okay, interesting. That's a very interesting treasure. We'll go ahead and give that to Sophia, I guess, because why not? And then the discovery card, Bargain with the Witches, which this one says, the caravan bargains with Semiramis for help in the confrontation against Achilles. If you manage to defeat Achilles, the Queen of Babylon will exact the price for her help. Uh-oh, I told you it wasn't a good thing. All right, well, we'll see what happens with that. And now, go to the Chamber of Temptation, 26. Well, since our outlaw just, took one for the team, let's go ahead and do the outlaw this time, which is 26J. Read Appendix 2-4, The Black Widow's Kiss, or The Witch's Kiss. Oh boy, that's funny. Just over a decade ago, the archer who had become the outlaw broke the bonds of vassalage imposed since birth. Living as a fugitive was new, as was the prestige he gained. The first looting that made him famous was motivated by the hunger of the Cornish, his people. The following ones, not so much. Homage, tributes, and the privilege of having lasses fight for the right to visit his tent at night. In his early 20s, the ex-soldier finally experienced the perks received by warlords, and so he led his own band fighting for the liberation of the peasantry in the name of his land and reaping the laurels of success. The rebel leaders were convinced that they would overthrow the king. No, you won't, his favorite lover confessed in bed. The Kentish will not help. I know this, for I was sent to spy on you, but damn it, I fell in love with you. The rebellion is besieged, but it is not the end. Come with me. I will say that you worked for me. Don't die a hero. Live to fight another day. That was when his sandcastle fell apart. Dun, dun, dun. If this is the second time you inspect this region, add card 8, which we already have. Continue reading below. Astonished, the rebel leader stood and hurriedly got dressed. He knew the rebellion was doomed, but perhaps he could leave in that instant and warn his comrades, saving his men. The problem was that it was not a simple choice. Wait, if you go, they will know it was I who told you. I will be executed as a traitor, the lady confessed in despair. Whether we like it or not, our destinies are tied, as they always were, for me at least, when you showed me the England of your dreams. She had fallen in love not only with the man, but also with the revolutionary's bravado. Finding himself between the hammer and the anvil, he needed to make a decision that would haunt him for the rest of his life. The OL must choose one of the options and proceeds to his resolution. Alert your men and condemn the lady who saved you, or leave your men and the rebellion behind. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know what I'm going to pick. I'm going with love. I'm going to leave the men and rebellion behind and go with my woman. This is fun. Leave your men and the rebellion behind. Aware that the girl's fate was in his hands, the outlaw did the only thing he could do for the person who saved his life. He chose to love and to live. Cold sweat ran down his temples, but he held on to the thought that the battle was already lost and that he would be just another martyr. In his young years, the conscript boy learned that war is terrible for soldiers, but it was only at that moment that he understood that leadership is not a prize, at least in the eyes of the virtuous. Reality is cruel, and many times someone will pay the price in blood because of you. Quiet as always, the rebel leader awakens from his hallucination, starting at the ox's head. Suddenly, a whirlwind coming from nowhere throws you all into darkness, leaving you back at the withering heights. The outlaw remembers an episode from his past and progresses him to infatuated rebel. We're just infatuated today. Infatuated rebel. We have attacks you make receive a +3 dice bonus as long as there's a woman within range 1 of you. Companion archery. I love that. And then patrol whenever you move 1 basic action, you may move 1 additional area, which is the same. So that is going to be our new outlaw there. Alright, and we return to Wuthering Heights. Well, now I just feel like I have to do this last one. Because we didn't do an ordeal, I think I could do one more ordeal here. Hopefully. So let's do it. Let's go to this last one here. 16 Delta. The stormy winds carried you along with a crowd of the damned. They mourn and scream. Let not pity cloud your judgment, Dante advised when he sees your discomfort. Remember that divine justice is omniscient. Why do they suffer so much? The mercenary, impressed, asks a question. They seem restless. Those who suffer in this circle, the poet explains, souls who eagerly sought companionship, suffer in death the lack of the warmth they sought in life. The sellsword reflects, but for a short time, the whirlwind slows as you reach for your destination, an immense deteriorated sphinx, at the feet of which a woman waits impatiently. Advance to 3 rooms of sphinx and then inspect it. So we are going to come to this last place here, ruins of the sphinx, and let's see if we die or not now. Before the majestic figure, Dante bows. Cleopatra, brilliant strategist and unique ruler. I know who you are and what you want. She interrupts bluntly. Know that your descent is guarded by Achilles, the most skilled warrior who has ever lived. The Myrmidon believes that his legendary spear is safe where he left it. However, the Queen of Egypt smiles, revealing the weapon. Take it. It's yours, she insists. All I ask in return is a favor. Her intentions come to light. Minos seems to have a good relationship with you, and what I wish for is a new trial. All things considered, this is nothing. After all, I am certainly not the empty, lustful woman the Romans described. She adds, inviting you to accompany her to the king of Crete's manor. The poet argues that the effort is in vain, as the sentence reflects divine justice, but he makes it clear that the decision is yours. If the caravan has the Pelican Spear treasure card, proceed to resolution 23A. Otherwise, just proceed to the next instruction. The caravan takes the Achilles Spear discovery card. Oh, okay. Oh, this here, Achilles Spear. Cleopatra has given Achilles Spear to the caravan as a gift to win or trust. Achilles no longer has his spear. Oh, I feel like that's powerful. Wait, why did we get it? Cleopatra gave you an unsolicited gift and now asks for a favor in return. As a team, choose one of the options and proceed to its resolution. Reject the favor and continue trying to reach the exit. Accept the favor and intercede for Cleopatra. Force Cleopatra to hand over Achilles' equipment. What? But we've already gotten it. I'm confused. Well, why, if she already gave it to us? I'm so confused. This doesn't make sense. Why would I force Cleopatra to hand over equipment when I already have it? Well, I'm tempted just to reject the favor and continue trying since I already have it, because she said she gave you an unsolicited gift. Or do we just accept the favor and intercede for Cleopatra? You know what? I already have it. I don't know why I would. I don't know. I guess, yep, I'm going to reject the favor and try to continue to reach. 23B. You thank her for the gift, but refuse the request. I mourn for you as for all the souls that were lost, Dante consoles her. However, divine justice is infallible. and does not emit revisions. Infallible? Is this chaos the result of his will? The queen blasphemies enraged. You accept my gift and offer me indifference? Do you take me for a fool? I bet that is how men betrayed me. Foolish, volatile, and libertine. But I assure you that you shall discover who Cleopatra is, she yells. Get out of my sight! Oh. Summoned by the fury of the Egyptian queen, a sudden sandstorm roars towards you, swallowing you. After being thrown to all parts, you can truly feel when you are launched outside of Her Majesty's torment. Ooh! Each champion receives Invigorate 2. I was not expecting that. All right. And then go to the Chamber of Temptation. Chamber of Temptation. So we'll come here and Invigorate 2 with all of our characters, which I am not turning down. I am confused by it, but I'm not turning it down. And back to 26. Well, the last one that we have here is the Devotee. So we will go to the Deliverance. 26 Golf. Read Appendix 2.1. Once, the young Flemish woman who would one day become the Devotee pretended to have fallen asleep, only to sneak out in the middle of the night. Having charismed just a few moons before, whispers of arranged marriage began to surface, but she had other plans. The girl had fallen for the family's stable boy, a young man of military age, very good looking. This was the first time she had the idea of spying on him while he bathed. The blush on the cheeks, the heavy breath, the desire to do things she did not even know for sure. Her body burns. There's a lot of love in here. I know you are there. I can see your green eyes through the crack. I know you are there. I can see your green eyes through the crack, the servant warned, but he did not cover himself. The feeling was mutual. It did not take long for thought to become action, and youthful passion to be consummated again and again. The maiden believed that her father would have no alternative but to marry them, since she had surrendered to her beloved. Naive. The response of her confession was humiliation and beating, but it did not stop there. Having disgraced her father, the young woman would pay by being admitted to a convent. The boy, on the other hand, had an even worse fate. He was found hanging over the bed where their love was made eternal. Oh, man. Well, okay then. That got gruesome. And continue reading below. Your father warned us that a succubus lives in you, the Mother Superior commented while cutting the aspiring devotee's blonde locks, as soon as she was admitted to the convent. I was young too. I know how you feel, but worry not, for here you will discover a love more sublime than that of the flesh. The maiden's first nights were filled with tears of her lost love. However, in those moments when pain was greatest, she found the compassion of her sisters. Carrying their own tragedies, they supported each other like no one did for them outside those walls. Mother Superior was right. The young woman discovered a new type of love, but was it enough to suffocate the feelings of injustice that overflowed in her? The devotee must choose one of the options. Procedures resolution. Fight for your convictions, or struggle to accept your new life. Well, we're going with love here, right? We're fighting for him, dang it. We're fighting for conviction. Even though that new life had brought good winds, an image remained in the maiden's head. Cybot, the stable boy, hanged. He committed suicide out of regret, her father's word reverberated. She could not accept it. If the price for laying with someone was so high, why would he have created her with such desires? Desires that would not fade, even now. No, she did not need a new life. She needed a mask. Suddenly, the devotee awakes in the dark chamber, screaming. Furious, she charges at the wax head to destroy it, but the sculpture opens its mouth wide and summons a violent whirlwind that drags you all back to the heights. The devotee remembers an episode from past, progress her to Bitter Maiden by replacing champion card. All right, let's see what she's got for us. All right, so we have the Bitter Maiden. She has Restorative Psalm. This is the main side here. As a free action, you may discard 4 inspiration tokens, cause you or another champion within range 2 to receive Restore 1, and Blame. Whenever you suffer a wound, you may assign it to another champion at any range instead. If you do, that champion receives 1 aggressiveness token. Okay, awesome. Oh, and her abilities here. Invigorating Prayer is the same. Sinful Punishment. You may suffer Stunned 1 to cause you or another champion within range 2 to receive Inspired 1. Additionally, you can discard 4 inspired tokens to cause them to restore 1. Then you make an attack with a +4 dice bonus. Okay, that's not bad. And Reprimand. You receive Inspire 1, then inflict 7 damage to a malefactor within range 2. You may discard as many inspired tokens as you want to inflict an additional 4 damage for each token discarded. Holy cow. Getting that Inspire and 7, that's 11 damage just right there. Wow. Awesome. Okay, I will take that. That is our new devotee that's bitter. All right, we turn to Wuthering Heights. So we'll come back here. We only have this card left here that says Head to the Pass of the Welling, which is 16 Echo. After searching for a long time, you finally find an immense section depression, as if it were a large stadium, which funnels into a valley that separates this circle from the next. There, a terrible scene awaits you as soon as you free yourselves from the winds that brought you there. Dozens and dozens of fallen knights, some still in agony, are spread across the battlefield. Sitting and bored, the perpetrator of this carnage rejoices at the sight of you. That is Achilles, the greatest warrior in history. Let us be cautious, the poet whispers advice. The son of Peleus then stands up and starts walking from side to side, staring at you one by one, observing as a lion watches his prey. Of course, he is not willing to talk. The chronicle phase ends here. Carefully follow the instructions provided on page blah 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 of the Book of Commandments to transition between games. Alright, there you have it. There is Circle 2 Chronicle phase. We are going to keep our heroes the same here, just to, honestly, for the ease of me of playing, just because I already have them in mind, so hopefully I can do a little bit better this time. They are at 4 health each, but we do start with adding 3. So hopefully we'll be okay with the health there. I hope you join me on the confrontation phase to see the battle with Achilles, and I will see you later.